Help on me.
Welcome to True Jamaica Buzz, news and entertainment with a buzz. The edited version of the video that you just saw is of an incident that took place in a waterhouse, wherein the police special operation went with a warrant of death, and that warrant of death was executed on a man known as Weng. He frequents Tivoli, he frequents Garden. However, he was taken out in Waterhouse. Based on information, like the police always say, they went to execute this warrant, came under fire, like fire, well, more fire was returned like Capitan. After the smoke cleared, Mr. Weng was seen clutching onto a tool, clutching onto his life. They recovered the tool. He was not able to recover his life. Now, people, whenever stuff like this happen, and you hear in the video, you heard somebody a bawl in the background, even if you are the devil, the spawn of the devil, you are going to have persons that like you, facilitators of criminal activity, especially when they are the beneficiaries of the proceeds of crime. Such is the case in that case. So we're always going to hear two sides of the story, the people that love him and the people that hate him a whole lot. However, people, for all of you criminal sympathizer, I am going to show you a video of this man running through Tivoli Garden with an AK-47 or some sort of assault rifle. Take a listen, take a look. So people, the person with that assault rifle was Weng, whatever they want to call him in our Tivoli Gardens. I made the point that he is no sort of altar boy. He is a criminal by every stretch of the imagination, the worstest of the worst. Known, wanted for multiple shooting, wanted for multiple murder, high-profile case, you name it, he was a hitman for hire. He was a stark, cold criminal, as worse as they come. I am going to let you hear from a DJ known as Lisa Hyper, her response after her cousin lost his life. But first of all, I am going to let you hear from a family member of one of his victims that was taken out by Weng. Take a listen, take a look, and then I'll give my piece.
Yeah, man. 13 years and him never make me nothing. Let me go for it. When you say no, 13 years and him never make me cry for that. When you say it's an eye for your eye for a tooth for your tooth. Move with the black clap, but can't laugh and celebrate now. Pussy fix, could fix, and then I take off. Move with the black clap. Laugh for me over there. I'm coming there. I'm big up to them police there in our West. Big them up. Me, well, big up them police there. Yeah, right through the blood clot, can they make me do it?
So people, there you have it in live and in living color. Apparently, Weng took away one of her family members, more than likely her baby father. So like she said, an eye for eye, tooth for tooth. She is rejoicing, but I have to say, lady, you need to be careful. And I know a lot of persons are going to say, then why you put up our picture? Why you put up our video? That video or picture is out before I put it out. Obviously, she wants to make a statement, and obviously, she do not care. So therefore, if she don't care, then I'm not going to say that I don't care, but I just tell you that the video is already out there. I am not the first person to put out this video. She knew exactly what she was doing when she recorded this video. She wanted her message out, and now the message is out. What is going to be the outcome? I don't know. So people, like you see, there's always the persons that are going to rejoice. Most of them in silence. This lady is very vocal about her feelings. And like we've always seen, whenever any of these criminal elements lose their life, on the other side of the scale, you have the criminal sympathizer. The persons who are beneficiaries of the crime, the proceeds of crime, or even just family member blood. So therefore, they are going to see stuff on one side, even if it is not practical or reality. One of those criminal sympathizers is Lisa Hyper, and if you look at the screen, this is exactly what she had to say about her cousin, John, my cousin, the batty boy police them kill you in your sleep. Me love you, my family. God Africa forgive me because the whole of the crocodile up with them, me I go send for them. SIP, my family, money and business, my blood clot family, I pray, etc., etc., etc. Cannot even read the rest of the buffoonery. Now, people like me say, the facts are these. This man is a known criminal element, known in the community, Tivoli Gardens, taken out in a waterhouse, so therefore he is all across from place to place. Whenever I'm hot, him run. However, it seems as if short run, long run, short catch, it came to a screeching halt less than 24 hours ago. Here's the thing. These youth don't understand that there's new management right now. The protocols have changed significantly. And I think that I am one of the first bloggers that told you guys that, listen, the police, they are not any sorts of arrest and take to court mission anymore. The mission is to seek and destroy whole court on spot, meaning the judge, the jury, and the executioner. Such is the case, in this case, as it pertains to Weng or Weng. He was wiped out, point blank, and period.
A 15-year-old schoolgirl and her 28-year-old taxi operator boyfriend have been charged with the murder of another man with whom she was intimately involved. The deceased has been identified as 25-year-old Kenarda Thompson of Bond Street, Kingston 14. Charged with his murder is the 15-year-old girl whose identity is being withheld as she's a minor, and Danica Williamson, both of Whitehall Avenue in Kingston. Allegations are that the teen girl, who was involved in an intimate relationship with Williamson and Thompson, orchestrated a plan to kill Thompson. The Constant Spring Police reported that at about 11 a.m. on Monday, March 24, she lured Thompson to Swansea Avenue in Kingston. Whilst Thompson was walking along the roadway, Williamson, along with two men traveling in an orange Kia Picanto motor vehicle, drove up. They allegedly held Thompson and shot him several times before fleeing the scene. The police were alerted, and on their arrival, they observed the vehicle speeding away. They managed to intercept the vehicle and apprehended Williamson as he attempted to escape over a wall. Following a series of investigative leads, the teenager was apprehended by the police on Tuesday, April 1. On Wednesday, April 2, the teen and Williamson were charged with murder, conspiracy to murder, possession of prohibited weapon, and unauthorized possession of ammunition. Their court date is being arranged.
So the next thing that is popping in the news, this is what we call a typical girl clown. A typical heifer, meaning a young girl that seems to be way above her age, force ripe, them kick her up. Because at 15-year-old, what are you doing in any relationship with a man, an adult, 25-year-old? The next man in his 20s also. So therefore, we have to blame the taxi man, we have to blame the girl, and we have to blame the man that is the victim that lost his life. He's a pedophile, so therefore I don't know if I have too much sympathy for him. But what is kind of shocking, well, not really shocking, because we see abnormal thing is more the norm in Jamaica. Any sorts of despicable act is what is going on. What is a little 15-year-old doing with one man, and then she take up two men? So therefore, she is involved in a love triangle with two elderly men. Well, not elderly men, them in them 20s, 25 or so. It tells you what is going on in Jamaica, and I don't know if it is because of financial reason, or them just force ripe, or them just bad, or them just come from a dysfunctional home. Whatever the case is, obviously, one man must have gotten jealous, and one man decides, listen, a next man in my coca walk, even though my coca walk is young, a petty kind of idea. He decided that, I forgot to set up this man, lower this man, meaning the little 15-year-old. Then me and my friends are going to rush the man and take him out on the spot. Fortunately for us, unfortunately for them, the police was on the spot the rake. There was a chase. The man tried to run, him get held. However, the little girl was held a couple of days later, and both of them are charged. People, unnecessary something wrong in a Jamaica, and this is yet an next perfect example. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is the results of a case, a drug case, big drug case that recently concluded in the courts. A man known as Robert Chin, who is the brother of MP Michael Phillips. He was arrested and charged on or about January 2nd, 2023, 2 years and about 2 months ago. He had in his possession at the Norman Manley International Airport 21 pound equivalent to about 10 kilos. Estimated value based on what they said was about 90 million Jamaican dollar. 90 million Jamaican dollar at the time or probably now would be about over in excess of $500,000. Right now, 750 million Jamaican is $500,000 US dollar, 500,000. So therefore, 500,000 in excess of cocoa that is being exported from Jamaica. However, his luggage was searched. Secondary examination, they realized that he had the cocoa in some compartment. I would not say hidden, because how do you hide 21 pounds in a couple of luggages? Don't know what type of link he had, or is he sick in the head? Because anybody would have seen that. Any sorts of x-ray, even the older ones from back in the 80s, would have noticed that. But maybe he had a link and the link disappeared. Maybe the link was not paid or properly compensated, like them said. So they held him at the airports. He went to court. He was actually given bail. So he was out on bail. And I say to myself, you exporting $500,000 worth of cocaine in the US from Jamaica, what are the likely possibilities that you would have gotten any sort of bail if that cocoa had actually reached in America? So he has to thank his lucky star that we have a justice system that if you have name recognition and you have money and you have clothes, you can get away with just about anything, including high-profile smuggling and also the takeaway of a human life. It has been proven on many occasions. So he plea bargained and he got sentenced, and the sentence was this. He did not get any jail time. He was fined $13,000 for exportation. $13,000 is less than $100 US. As a matter of fact, the maximum that he could be fined for exportation of drugs from Jamaica to America would have been $30,000. That equates presently at the exchange rate of $200 US. The maximum that he could have been fined and the maximum jail time that he could have gotten for that amount of cocoa was 2 years or $2 million. So people, watch it. Based on what they say, $90 million worth of cocoa. He was fined less than 1%, maybe about 0.75% of 1%, 0.75% of the value. Now, people, just imagine had he been held in America with 10 kilograms. I am saying, even with the best criminal record, he would have gotten in excess of a decade. He would have had to do at least 85%, which would have been 8.5 years. In Jamaica, him not get no sort of jail time. He just paid a fine of less than $1 million, $813,000 to be exact. People, do you see why these criminals keep doing the same thing? Because there's no source of deterrent. Look at the fines. Look at the jail time that you can get maximum time. So what this tells you is that these rules and laws and regulations are made for the high-profile people. So therefore, whenever them get catch, them just get a little slap on the wrist. And such is the case in this case. The only reason, and people, I'm not going to say that this would have applied to somebody from the garrison, Tivoli Guards or Jungle or any one of them. The only reason why this youth got away scot-free pretty much is the fact that his brother, Michael Phillips, is an MP, the fact that he got a high-profile lawyer, the fact that they are in the Body Body Club, and the fact that there's two laws in Jamaica, one for the rich, one for the poor. Money talks and BS walks, and such is the case in this case. This man claims, or the lawyer was asking for sympathy based on the fact that his client needed dialysis. So pretty much his lawyer was making excuses and saying that the present system in Jamaica, penal institution, does not have the facility to treat this man properly. So more than likely his life would have been in jeopardy. More than likely he would have had to be taken for dialysis treatment on a regular basis, twice a day or whatever the schedule is. So therefore it is best if you leave him out to do some sort of no jail time. People, you know, sister, something wrong. When this man was smuggling, and the fact that he claimed that he is from Mona, this man is not from Mona. They only use a Mona address so that he could have been granted bail because they're going to set him a flight risk. That man has been living in a Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Miramar to be specific, for years. That man has been smuggling for years. So whenever they did these inquiries, I guess, they did not get those information that this man is no person that's supposed to be sympathized for. This man is a cold, stark smuggler, hustler for years and decades. However, this is Jamaica. Anything goes when you have money, money talk and BS walks. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called everything we're going to foreign. I had to get the blame. Well, people, like them say, one bad apple spoils a whole damn bunch. And yes, there's a lot of Jamaicans that are overseas doing some great things. However, the people that are doing bad things always seems to eclipse everything else. I am speaking about an incident that took place at Hong Kong International Airport that is in Asia. Based on the information, it is said that 4 persons, meaning Jamaican, including father and son, they were searched, then a secondary search of their body, in which they were found to have about 1 kilogram of cocaine on their possession in them body. I don't know if them swallow, if them have it in them dreads, if them have it in them brief, don't know the circumstances. Picture on the screen as I speak. Now people, Hong Kong, how far that place is, way over, so maybe about 20 hours flight, people. Don't quote me on it. But these people decide that, yes, we are going to take a plane or a couple of planes. We are going to fly in excess of 10 hours or so. And we are going to carry this cocoa. Now, people, if you know anything about those places, the price is up there in the stratosphere. However, the prison time and jail time equates to the cost or the price of the cocoa. So therefore, the higher the risk, the higher the reward. But you do not want to get catch because you're going to be screwed royally. So like I said, people, them just get busted on Friday or so. They're going to go through the court procedures. And if and when they find them guilty, dog are going to eat them supper. Justifiably so. These people are not playing like Jamaica. They are going to make a statement or send a message to all the other persons that have aspiration of smuggling drugs and FUCKING up their country. They are not going to let it happen. So therefore, these persons are going to be used as a message for the rest of the smugglers or intended smugglers. Deterrent, them call it. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.